All right, chip of the day. People like chip of the day. So this is an Analog Devices. This is an RF part. Somebody was commenting once, please do an RF part. Here's an RF part. This is a non-reflective silicon single pole 4-throw switch, 0.1 gigahertz, 100 megahertz to 6 gigahertz. So it is a input and 4 outputs, or 4 inputs and 1 output. You can do it the other way, right? And when the switch is not making contact to the output or input, it is pulled down to ground with a resistor and a capacitor. I'm assuming making 50 ohms. Yeah, non-reflective 50 ohm design. So the part is a bit DC susceptible, so you can't use it in DC mode. It has to have these capacitors. In fact, you have to have capacitors on all the pins. All 5 of the switch pins have to be capacitively coupled out. You can't use this DC. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the specifications. High isolation, that is the crosstalk between the ports, 45 dB at 2 gigahertz. Low insertion loss, 0.6 gigahertz, that is going through the device. How much do you lose? You lose 0.6 dB. That's pretty healthy. It'll do plus 33 dBm. They really should put a plus there. Anyway, plus 33 dBm through the path, and plus 27 dBm terminated. Otherwise, you blow up the little resistors. High linearity, compression points, CSD, standard, TTL, CMOS, 1.8 volt component. Wow. Cellular, mobile phones, test equipment, all kinds of things you can use it for. All right. So, what else can we glean from the data sheet? Lots of numbers in this data sheet. Let's look at some graphs. People like graphs. Let's see. So this is input power versus frequency. Maximum input power. So at 100 megahertz, you can only put in 30 dBm, plus 30, and at 1 gigahertz, you can put in plus 34. That's interesting. And it drops a little bit over here too. So yeah, power derating versus frequency. Those are related. Let's see, configuration. Let's look at some other graphs. Isolation. And so here's insertion loss. Insertion loss versus frequency. So these are spec'd up to 6 gigahertz. So yeah, about a dB maybe for various, for temperature. This is over temperature, so varies with temperature. Isolation. These are all isolation plots. Return loss plot. This is for the 50 ohms to ground. Insertion loss, where's minus 20. So it works pretty good up to 4.5 gigahertz. Not great above that. We could put that on a VNA. Test it ourselves. Return loss. All right. Those are just S11 in log mag. Let's see here. Input compression, third intercept point. Okay. Compression. All right. They give a sampled thing. Interesting. They have a through cal. I like that. So the little test board they have, here's the input and the 4 outputs, or other way around. But they also have a calibration. So you can make sure the system is calibrated, take into account all of the lead links and stuff. So that was an interesting thing the guy put in there. These guys are RF guys do this stuff. All right, here's the board. And we've got the part is right in the center there. We have an input and 4 outputs. These little switch blocks here, you can pull out one of these shorting blocks and move it over, and that sets the A and the B inputs to the chip at 00011011, picking which one of the four you want to talk to. And then we have to power up the thing, so I made a little connector here that we can plug in, and we can put on our 5 volts, whatever, power this thing up, and let's give it a try. Okay, well, we're going to be using the Signet spectrum analyzer in tracking generator mode. So turn on the generator, turn that one on. We'll do let's do it at -10 dBm. Let's see here. Our frequency span, we want to go from a start frequency of 100 megahertz to stop frequency of 6 gigahertz, which I don't have. I only go to 3.3 gigahertz, so we'll have to test it up to that. That's all I got. All right, so we need to calibrate this thing. All right, so we're going to do a through calibration. We're going to take our output and our input, and we are going to hook those together as a through calibration. And there we go, got my threads going. All right. So now I have the spectrum analyzer's input and output, and we can see over there we're getting a pretty flat line, and we will do a store reference and normalize. So now we have a perfect 0. We will move the reference position up here to, let's put it at 90, and when we will change our amplitude scale per division at 1 dB. So now we're at 1 dB per division. No, we're not. I hit 7. We're at 1 dB per division. There we go. All right. So now let's hook up our device. All right. Let's go down here. All right, so here is our power. All right, got 5 volts coming in. Let's see, let's put this on the input. So I'm gonna bring the tracking generator into the common. And there we go. Oh, come on. Can you get it threaded on? And I'm gonna put this on port 2. Okay, and then I have this strapped to 0, 1, so it should select port 2. And I'll hook up the power. And it has a little LED that comes on. Can you see that? Little LED came on. And we can take a look at our graph here. So we'll get about 1 dB, and then it starts going funny at the end there. It goes down to -2 dB. So not quite as great as the data sheet would lead you to believe. And this is AliExpress. Maybe these are junk parts, I don't know. But yeah, it's doing 1 dB for most things you want to do in the garage. So that's pretty cool. And then let me move my, instead of 0, 1, oh, that's interesting, just touching this thing. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to change my 0, 1 to 0, 0, no, 1, 1. I changed it to 1, 1, so now, woo, it just disappeared off the map. Let's change our amplitude scale per division at 10. So, yeah, we went down to about -50 dB of nothingness there. So there you go. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. That's the off position, and here's the on position. So pretty cool. So if you had a test setup where you wanted to measure 4 different things, you could have one of these in the circuit. So what do you say we measure this on a spectrum analyzer and see what the S21 and the S11 is on this thing, right? Should we do it two different ways? Should we do it with a nano and then a real one? I don't know. What should we do? Yeah, let me grab my nano. All right, so I have the machine here. I need to do a through calibration to get, I've already done the open short load. I need to do a through with the cables I'm going to be using because they already have some loss in them. So let's do a cal, let's do a through. Done. Save that one. There we go. Now we have a good cal. This one's sweeping from 100 megahertz to 4.4 gigahertz, so a little bit wider sweep than my other instrument can do. Let's see how we're performing on this one. Let's see, this one I think we want to go here. And this one will go here. All right, so this will be S21 with the switch on. And you can see that we're doing really good out to a couple of gigahertz, and it falls down to -3 dBm here at 4.4 gigahertz. So yeah, it's got some loss up at the top there. All right, and then if we put it into the other mode where we are attenuating it, let's see here, display, scale 10 dB. All right, so we're down here at -30, and yeah, so around 2 gigahertz we're at -30, and then everywhere else it's a little bit better. Okay, that's fine. Good isolation. Let's see here. Other thing I want to do is I want to look at S11 into a grounded port. So we'll go into this one. We'll go here. And we need to change the trace to S11. And it's not great, is it? Turn that guy off. Back. So about -10. Yeah, that's not great, is it? Let's look at it with a Smith chart format. Smith. S21. I don't want S21. What am I doing? Trace. I don't want that one on. There we go. Trace. Now, format. I want Smith. There we go. There we go. So it's a pretty big blob. Kind of a square blob, too. That's kind of interesting. I think that's the resolution of this thing. It's just too big of a sweep. But it's basically a pretty lousy 50 ohms. But it is applying some attenuation, keep the signal happy and keep it from going other places and stuff. So it's better to see this on the log mag. Yeah. So, you know, it's around maybe at best -18. And then most of the time it's around -10. So not a great attenuation. So let's go back. Let's do scale. Let's do 5. There we go. Yeah, so -15 here, -10 here. Yeah, there you go. All right, there you go. Chip of the day was I didn't mention the part number, did I? An HMC7992. Yeah, HMC7992. A non-reflective silicon, single pole, 4-throw switch. 100 megahertz to 6 gigahertz. Yeah, nice little part. Pretty tiny though, so for if you get the boards already made up, great. If you're gonna lay out your own PC board and use those little guys, yeah, good luck to you. That's a little beyond my skill.